Hey, it's Rachel. I wanted to come and make a video for you guys, just kind of recapping the first week on the Whole30 for me. I know a lot of you have said that you're thinking about trying a Whole30 or you bought the book but just kind of want to get a feel for it first. So I thought it would be really helpful to make a video just sort of recapping how my first week went, the struggles that I went through, and kind of things that I learned. I started my Whole30 on the 1st, which was Friday. And some of you who might be doing the Whole30 started on Monday, but I thought, you know what, let's just start on the 1st. I went grocery shopping, which I showed you guys. I went to Trader Joe's and I went to the farmer's market. I bought a bunch of Whole30 compliant foods, and then I cleaned out my pantry, which is something that I think everybody should do to make sure that when I was hungry or when I was tired, I could easily just reach for something and know whether or not I could have it on the Whole30. And so things started off really well, but then I made the mistake that a lot of beginners make, and that's failing to plan. And the saying, you know, fail to plan, plan to fail, that's totally true on the Whole30. When you limit your choices on what you can eat, it can get really frustrating when you're hungry trying to find something that's Whole30 approved. And I made that mistake because I was tired on Sunday and I just didn't feel like it and I just didn't want to cook. And so when I went to work and I didn't bring my lunch with me, I had to kind of think, oh man, what can I eat now? Morning, it is December 4th. Which means it's Whole30 day 4. I am exhausted. I've just had my coffee and I am running out the door to go to work, but wanted to let you guys know that I am going to be filming a what I eat in a day, which should be interesting because I did not meal prep last night. So we'll see how today goes. And I'm really lucky that the cafeteria at work has a lot of really good Whole30 choices. So for breakfast, I was able to grab, 2 hard-boiled eggs, and that was my breakfast and it was no big deal. And for lunch, they have a salad bar, and so I was able to, build my own salad and put a ton of tuna fish on it or a bunch of chicken on it, put balsamic vinegar, and it was great and it worked out fine. Except not really fine, because I didn't eat enough. Throughout the beginning of the week, I was really hungry. I would be sitting at my desk and it wasn't boredom, it was actual hunger. My stomach would be growling. Hey, so it's currently 6 p.m. and I am starving. But you know what? It just goes to show you that even me, who's done this so many times, even I make mistakes. But I really wanted to just work a little bit harder on making sure that I was eating enough and that I wasn't being hungry all the time. And so on Wednesday, I really focused on, cooking a lot of food the night before so that I would have food to bring with me to work. Good morning. It is currently 6:30 in the morning. I am so late for work, which is why I'm talking to you while I'm running to the train with no makeup on. I'll do it when I get to work. But it is January 7th, 6:30-ish, I think, in the morning. I wanted to say, hey, good morning, and I'm gonna be filming what I eat in the day today. And today, I packed my food, so I can show you the difference between what happens when you don't plan and when you do plan. So I cooked the bacon that I got from the farmer's market, and I cooked scrambled eggs, put it in Tupperware, brought it to work with me. The same thing with my lunch. I cooked a really big dinner the night before. So for tonight, I am using those frozen peppers that I talked about in my haul. It's these ones from Trader Joe's. If you look at the ingredients, it just says onions, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers. And I also have in here 2 sausages that I got from the farmer's market. And let me just tell you, this smells so good. I'm pretty excited. All right, so update. I put an entire bag of shredded Brussels sprouts. How come I can't say that? Brussels sprouts, shredded, into this kind of fajita mix. And I am definitely gonna have plenty of leftovers for lunch. It kind of worked out that Jake was out of town, and so typically when I would be cooking, I cook for two. And so since Jake wasn't gonna have the second half of the meal Wednesday night, I was able to put that in a Tupperware container and again, bring it to work with me. And Thursday went a lot better because I had all these meals already planned with me. And the other thing that went really well on Thursday was I met up with my friend Miranda. Hey, it's 5:30. I just got off from work and I'm vlogging while walking again. Yeah, awkward. It's okay. I am downtown once again, this time to meet one of my good friends, Miranda. She has a YouTube channel also, so I'll link her down below. But I am gonna try to sneak a little film in there to show you that yes, you can still hang out with friends, you can still go to coffee shops, and you can still find stuff that's Whole30. But I met up with her and we just kind of had a girls' night and talked about social media and YouTube and, you know, our hobbies and things that we like. And I was at a coffee shop and I really wanted to show you guys that you can go out and be social on the Whole30. You do not have to eat every single meal at home. I am going to make a video on, you know, how to eat out at restaurants, things like that, tips, so that you can still have a social life. But we just went to a coffee shop and it was really fun. I was able to find tea and, you know, instead of coffee, because it was like 6 p.m. But tea, totally compliant, had a great time. You don't need alcohol, you don't need sweets, nothing like that to have a good time with your friends. So that went really well on Thursday. And for the most part, my Whole30 is going really well. The part that's not going really well was starting Wednesday and then really, really badly on Thursday, my fibromyalgia pain came back. And this is really hard for me because I had been living for so long without fibro pain, without chronic fatigue, being able to go to the gym, being able to do things and not feel pain. And so for it to come back has been really frustrating, especially because I'm not eating gluten, I'm not eating dairy, I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And so I thought, what am I doing? Why is this causing it? And there could be a lot of causes. One thing that causes fibromyalgia pain is not sleeping enough. And that's really, really important when you have fibromyalgia. You need to sleep because it will make your pain worse. And this goes, I think, for everybody. You know, everybody needs sleep. And this week, because Jake was gone, I was staying up really late at night. And so that definitely could be why I was feeling pain. But what I think it was more tied to, and this is something that is extremely normal on the Whole30. The first week of the Whole30, I had a lot of kind of indigestion and stomach issues and heartburn and things like that. For some reason today, I don't know, maybe it's like the Whole30 detox. I got a lot of kind of, it's not really acid reflux, but it's that feeling in your throat where it's like filled with something and so you're just nauseous and you don't want to eat anything. Weird Whole30 symptoms. I had the hiccups like, whoa, like hiccups all afternoon. I did the whole holding your breath thing. My coworkers just made fun of me. I think I read somewhere that hiccups are actually a form of indigestion, so it makes sense. But most of those symptoms, you know, are getting a lot better. They're going away. Especially I started trying to add more potatoes, just more starches to my meals in order to bump up my calories and my carbs. So that's getting a little bit better, but this fibromyalgia pain was just really bad. And so I'm hoping that next week, or I should say this coming week, things will get better, the pain will start going away. I'm going to really focus on sleeping more. I'm gonna focus on just taking care of myself a little bit more. The only other thing that I wanted to share with you guys was my weight change. Now, in the traditional Whole30, you're not supposed to weigh yourself. You're supposed to weigh yourself at the beginning and at the end of 30 days, and that's it. Well, you know what? I like to daily weigh. It just gives me a better idea of how to tweak the things that I'm eating to make sure that I'm eating enough or not eating enough, that kind of thing. So when I first weighed myself on Friday on Whole30 day 1, I weighed 134 pounds. This is pretty high for me. A lot of it was water weight that came on from, you know, eating cookies and things like that from Christmas. So I knew some of it would drop off pretty quickly. I would say my average weight is right around 130, especially with the weightlifting that I've done this past fall, putting on a lot of muscle. But as the week progressed, I noticed that my weight was dropping and dropping and dropping. So on this Friday, I took my weight again, and it was 127, and then the 0.6, I think, was just from the camera. But I'm 127, which means I've lost 7 pounds in about 7 days. And some people might think that's awesome, right? Like, yeah, I lost a ton of weight, this is great. But you know what, that's not healthy. The most weight you should be dropping in a week is 2 pounds. So it's important to take care of your body and make sure that you're not killing your metabolism because you're not eating enough. And so something that I am going to do differently this coming week is I'm gonna start tracking my calories. And this was something that I mentioned in my food journaling video that I do from time to time, where I just sort of get a ballpark idea of how many calories I'm eating to make sure that I'm eating enough. And so on Tuesday, I put everything that I was eating into MyFitnessPal, and it only totaled up to 1,050 calories, which is way too low. When I was bulking this winter and really working on weightlifting, I was eating up to 17,000 calories. So that big of a jump would definitely cause me to drop weight too quickly. The other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm really gonna focus on planning ahead of time. So today I'm gonna do some batch cooking. I'm gonna put stuff in the crock pot. I'm gonna cook a bunch of veggies. I'm gonna go grocery shopping again. I'm gonna do, you know, all the things that I should have done last week to make sure that I'm prepared. And lastly, I'm really gonna focus on sleeping. I wrote a blog post a long time ago about three tips to help your sleeping that actually work. And I'm gonna start implementing those again. I got out of the habit, but one of them was, if you know it takes you 3 hours to unwind and fall asleep, set the time that you should be asleep by. So for me, that would be 11 o'clock. I'm going to go back 3 hours, and that's when I should be getting in bed, trying to unwind, maybe reading a book, things like that. So I'm going to do that this coming week and see if it makes a difference. But yeah, that's it. So that was my first week on the Whole30. Like I said, so far pretty successful, minus the fibro pain, which I'm really hoping goes away next week. But that's about it. And if you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Rachel. Please, click that subscribe button. I am going to keep posting videos about the Whole30 with recipes, with tips, things like that. And if you did your first week on the Whole30, comment below. Tell me, how did your week go? What did you eat? What did you learn? Did you learn anything new? And what tips do you have for everybody else? But that's it for today. Bye, guys. You sound really tired. Let's try something else, huh? And I'm about to walk over some ice, so I have to concentrate. Oh, God. Okay. I say a lot. Let's try not to do that. And I cooked, scrambled egg. I still do this. I still say, you gotta break that habit. No, you look like a chipmunk.